Free Tuesdays, our one-act plays brought to you by the Village's Theater Company. Today we're going to pay tribute to a pair of comics who really defined the word classic. From their first appearance in film in 1940 until 1965, some 38 films later, this pair was the top money-making act in all of Hollywood. Their films include Buck Privates, In the Navy, Pardon My Sarong, Hit the Ice, and Mexican Hayride. Both these men got their start in burlesque. William Alexander Abbott was a veteran entertainer from a show business family. He worked at Coney Island and ran his own burlesque touring company, where he worked as a straight man to his wife, Betty. Abbott was performing in Minsky's burlesque. His pal Lou had been a burlesque comic since 1930, after failing to break into movie acting and working as a stunt double in films. As a teenager, using his real name, Costello, and later Lou King, Lou Costello became an amateur boxer in his hometown in Paterson, New Jersey. How many New Jersey people here? All right. As young teens living in Paterson, we were extremely proud of the connection to Lou Costello and very aware of how much he gave to us kids. Whenever he came to the area, he would come to various clubs to say hello, and his donation to Paterson kids and charities kept many clubs and ball fields open. He kept a home in Paterson, which later became an office and part of the Paterson YMCA. Paterson was never far from Costello's mind. Characters in his films were often named after iconic sites in the city and after the city itself. To anyone from Paterson, the names Quackenbush, Hinchcliffe, Lambert, and Fulton have special meaning. In their most famous of all routines, baseball, there is a banner behind them identifying the team as the Paterson Silk Sox. Paterson has never forgotten one of its sons as well. On June 26, 1992, 1992, because I was there, the city of Paterson, New Jersey, in conjunction with the Lou Costello Memorial Association, unveiled a statue of Costello in the newly named Lou Costello Memorial Park in the city's historic downtown section. It still stands today, a bronze statue of Lou in his familiar derby hat, a bat over his left shoulder, glove balanced on the end of the bat, his right hand thrust in his pocket. Underneath is a plaque that simply reads, "For the Kids." I was fortunate enough to be invited to the event and met his daughter, Chris, who shared many wonderful tales about her father. The statue itself has had brief appearances in 2 TV programs, both on The Sopranos. In 2005, Madison Street in the Sandy Hills section of Paterson, where Costello was born, was renamed Lou Costello Place. The centennial of his birth was celebrated in Paterson on the first weekend in March 2006. Finally, the pair is the answer to a trivia question which asks, who are the only 2 people in the Baseball Hall of Fame who never played nor were in any way part of the game of baseball? The answer, of course, is Abbott and Costello, who are forever remembered on TV screens in Cooperstown as their classic routine unfolds every day of the year. Today, we bring you our version of the classic, reimagined and directed by Arlene Bonner with the assistance of Gene Lavelle. The players are Vince Lippert and Jack Deal. After the presentation, we'll have a question and answer session during which you may ask our actors and directors anything that pertains to the play. Now let's see who's on first.
busy.
They told me I'd have to get the information from you.
Who told you?
Everybody I asked told me. See, the manager, they said.
Well, now that you caught me, I guess I'll have to help you. What do you want?
I'm a reporter
Well, we all got problems. Good for you, anyhow.
from the Daily Clarion.
Best paper in town.
Only paper in town.
Like I said, best paper in town.
This is my regular beat.
First time I've seen you. Regular, who could stand it?
I don't know the team.
You're lucky.
Listen, if I'm to report today's game, I gotta know the players. I mean, I don't know much about baseball.
Well, some crud say that about me. Glad to help you. What do you want to know?
You could give me the lineup for today's game.
This ain't the major leagues, you know. We don't have 6 catchers to choose from.
You got 9 players, right?
Right, every time they go on the field, 9 baseball players. What happened to the regular Pat Pettibone always reported before?
Pettibone was a regular sports reporter.
Just like I said.
He was covering a track meet, you see, and somebody set a new shot put record.
So?
Well, Pat didn't figure the guy was going to throw, put the shot that far.
I don't understand how that keeps Pat from reporting on the ball game.
The shot put landed on Pat's foot.
Let me hear that again.
Pat doesn't figure the guy's going to put the shot that far. So he's standing there, notebook in hand, ready to record the distance. The shot put comes sailing through the air, lands on Pat's foot, and breaks it. The editor of the Daily Clarion sends me down to cover the day's game.
Well, when you see Pat, say hello.
Glad to. Now, could you give me the lineup for today's game?
Certainly, no problem. We'll start with the infield. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
Yeah, but I'd like the names of the players.
I just told you.
You told me what?
He's on second.
Who's on second?
No, who's on first?
I don't know.
Third.
You mean third base?
Right, I don't know who's on third base.
Excuse me, I'm a little confused. You do have ball players on this team, don't you? I mean, real live baseball players?
Listen, I'm the manager of this team. We got some of the livest ball players in the league. You want to know where we finished last season?
Yeah, I'd like that too. But first I'd like to get the names of the players so I can write up the game. And you can't write up the game if you don't know the names, right?
Right.
So let's start from scratch. We'll go over the whole thing. You tell me the lineup.
I already told you, but I'll be glad to tell you again. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
Well, if you don't know, who does?
Well, certainly I know. I told you twice now. At least I start to tell you, but every time I start, you keep interrupting me.
You told me what?
He's on second.
Who's on second?
No, who's on first?
I don't know. He's on third. Forget about the infield for a minute.
Hey, that infield does a great job. They deserve a little publicity. The least you can do is mention their names in the game.
Yeah, we'll get to them later. Now, what about the outfield?
We got a great outfield.
3 of them, right? Left field, center field, right field.
A real baseball expert.
Now, let's go over the names of the outfield. For instance, what's your center fielder's name?
Why?
Is he?
No, Izzy's the left fielder.
Who's the left fielder?
No, stupid. Who's on first?
I don't know. He's on third. Now we're back at the infield. We decided to go over the outfield because every time we go over the infield, we don't get anywhere. Now let's start with the outfield.
Like I told you before, great bunch of ball players. What do you want to know?
The names.
Always glad to oblige the press. Always glad to cooperate.
You have the center fielder.
Yes?
What's his name?
Why?
I just want to know.
Why don't you listen? I just told you.
You told me what?
He's on second.
Who's on second?
Who's on first?
I don't know. He's on third. Listen, the facts I'm after are simple enough. All I want is the name of the players.
Certainly.
He has a name.
Why?
Because.
He's our right fielder.
Who's your right fielder?
Who's on first?
I don't know. He's on third. Never mind the outfield.
That's what you said about the infield. You're going to write a story about my baseball team, but you're not going to write about my infield or my outfield.
We'll get to them later.
There aren't many positions left I haven't explained to you.
You have a pitcher, haven't you?
Yeah, and let me tell you, our pitcher's got a fastball, a breaking curve, and a changeup. I mean, that's one great little pitcher.
Does he have a name?
Certainly he's got a name.
Will you tell me his name?
Tomorrow.
I can't wait till tomorrow. I got a story to write. Why can't you come and get that?
Today's the catcher.
Who's the catcher?
Who's on first?
I don't know. He's on third. Now look, I know you got a pitcher. What's his name?
Listen, you want to know the name of the pitcher and the catcher, right?
Right.
Tomorrow and today. The pitcher and the catcher.
You mean you tell me the pitcher's name tomorrow, but you tell me the catcher's name today?
How many times do I have to go through this? I'm trying to cooperate with the press now, aren't I?
Yeah, I get it now.
That's good. That's just fine.
Listen, suppose I'm the manager. I want to give the team a little encouragement.
Well, that's the job I do, the encouraging.
Well, we're just supposing.
Okay, I'm with you.
All right, I'm the manager. I want to encourage the team. I go out to the pitcher. I say, nice game you're pitching today, tomorrow, today. That's crazy.
What do you mean that's crazy?
Nah, never mind. Let's try it this way. Let me ask you something else. Suppose I'm up to the bat. I hit a terrific bunt.
Smart move. If I could train more of the players to be good bunters, we'd be right up on top.
I am one of your players, remember?
Yeah, go ahead.
I hit a terrific bunt.
Good for you.
Ball goes out to the pitcher. The pitcher picks it up. The pitcher picks up the ball. Now he throws it to who?
That's right, to who?
That's what I want to know. He's got to throw it to somebody, but to who?
That's right.
What's right?
No, what's on second?
Who's on second?
No, who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third.
Let's try this. Suppose it's payday. The first baseman comes in to get paid. Now who gets the money?
Of course, you think it should go to anybody else?
Well, what about the second baseman?
My first baseman's hitting .250, doesn't have to be the world's greatest fielder. My second baseman has to cover more territory, and he's hitting over .300. Do you think that my second baseman is going to be satisfied if I pay him my first baseman's salary?
I don't know.
He's on third.
We're back on third again.
Anyways, the salaries are a private matter.
Good. Now let's try this. Suppose I'm a player.
For my team or the other side?
For the other side.
Okay.
I get up the bat. I hit the ball to center field. Why catches the ball, throws it to Izzy. Izzy throws it to because throws it to what throws it to who, and who throws it to I don't know.
Yeah?
And I don't give a damn.
What did you say?
I said I don't give a damn.
He's the shortstop!
Ah, nuts.
He's the umpire.
They wouldn't believe it if I wrote it. The hell with it.
Man, you can't tell these reporters nothing.
Super, thank you. Harmony Bonner's our director, and Senior Bell's back there with the assistant. And we are going to have our question and answer period now, so if you have a question, please raise your hand. I'll give you the microphone and talk right into it this way. Anybody have a question about the performance, anything, the set, Lou Costello, Bud Abbott, Arlene Bonner? Yes, ma'am.
How long did it
rehearsal once a week. However, we cheated, we got together on our own and went over it. And of course, we both went over it